I'll have to check later. I'll probably have like a 1 second video sitting in the queue. Bam.
Then you can upload that 1 second video.
Yeah. Get a sternly worded letter. So could you not? Helps if I actually bring the picture over. Copy. Boop. And hello everyone, I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbidian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and today we're starting a brand new Star Trek adventure, Star Trek Survey Expedition Delta, as they follow after the adventures of the USS Bonaventure in the Dawnland Fringe. Or just Survey Expedition Delta for short. But where we start in our story is we are in the time period just after the motion pictures of the original series, but before Next Generation, otherwise known as the Lost Era. And that would be, to give a year to it, that is 2296. So by this point, Admiral Kirk has been lost due to an incident with the Nexus Ribbon and the rescue of some Eloran refugees and other such peoples. But Survey Expedition Delta has been sent on a mission to a sector known as the Dawnland Fringe, a area of space that Starfleet and the Federation hopes will be a brand new frontier to restart and revitalize the exploratory mission that Starfleet was formed for in the first place. We open up with Captain Killick walking into a large space aboard the mobile science outpost Willistic, to meet with Commodore Arana Hearn. What does good Captain Killick? How does he comport himself?
Good word.
So Captain Killick is about 6 foot and 180 pounds. Is about 40 years. Actually, not about. Is 40 years old. And we'll walk in and say, hope you're part of the journey. Commodore hasn't been too complicated.
Should be able to move yourself if you like. There.
And he'll sit down.
Commodore Arana Hearn is in the more casual bomber jacket style of the period, as she's looking over some pads and typing at them, and she kind of jotting at them with like a stylus, and kind of gives you a nod as you walk in, and then sets it, and then makes one last little notation before putting it down. Well, the outpost did hold up its end, and one hopes that in the future, perhaps we will have larger mobile outposts, though the Willistic will have to be as good as it gets. The person in front of you is from a little-known species. Looks humanoid, but has a little mark in the center of her forehead. She actually hails from a species known as the Rysians, who haven't been brought into the Federation, but she left her home planet during the Federation Klingon War in a soft protest of their rather pacifistic submission to the Klingon Empire. Though by reputation, she isn't known as a war officer. She served during the war, but she isn't distinguished in her battle.
Is she old enough that she served in the actual Klingon Federation war that was about 40 years ago, making her 60 plus, or is this one of the smaller conflicts since then?
She was around for the 60-year one. And that's
Okay.
that's also kind of a hint that she's rising because she looks really good for her age. She's over 60, but she's somewhere around in her 40s in appearance, which could be just good, skincare and medical attention, but you would have heard of her more for her expeditions that she led at the far reaches of, like, even during the war, she was leading expeditions into space closer to the galactic edge, trying to ostensibly find routes that led to other avenues of attack into Klingon space that weren't the traditional back and forth across the briar patch, so to speak.
Actually, I correct myself. I think it was only 30 years ago. It was because it happened in TOS, which was the 2060s. For some reason, I was thinking the 2050s. So that would only be 50 years.
Yeah, the 60s were a wild time, man.
Quite literally. All the craziest stuff of the last last 100 years seems to happen in the 2060s.
She pushes one of the, she grabs one of the pads and stands up a bit and holds it out to you to take from her.
I'll look it over.
Believe it's this one. The Dawnland Fringe, Captain. Our own little sector of space in hopes of finding strange new worlds.
Does this map represent the entire Dawnland Fringe, or is it some part of this map?
It is the sector. It is the Dawnland. This is the Dawnland Fringe.
Okay. So yeah, I was just making sure that like this dead pulsar, this is not like outside of the Dawnland Fringe, and the Dawnland Fringe is somewhere up here. No, this whole map is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason for it is that even on some of the notes you don't see them on here, it'd be redundant because it would repeat itself over and over, is that in this particular sector, and actually I can bring you to a different map real quick, because this is relevant. If you zoom out, you'll notice huge chunks of a map that for those watching and who have watched 10th Expeditionary Fleet games before, you may have seen this map, but this map is a lot more edited because it's for the time period. There's a large chunks of the universe that Starfleet just didn't know about for a while.
For a second, I was like, why is it not fully rendering? like Roll20's being slow again.
But the Dawnland Fringe is up here in this particular sector.
Okay.
This map does remind me partly of the Traveler map, that it's like kind of branching out in every ways, except for some reason coreward there's just a massive push. There's a massive like finger or line pointing out towards the core.
I think you
As
can
you-
explain that lower, higher densities of stars with habitable worlds around them. It doesn't have to be perfectly circular.
And actually, that's part of what this makes the Dawnland Fringe here important. Is that in this particular sector, long-range scans from Starbase 514 had seen into the sector that there was no sign of interstellar powers. So, like, the obvious warp trails, high energy signatures. So, like, in a quick sweep of the entire sector, there's no obvious space stations or frequent warp traffic. So, that's part of why we're being sent all the way out here, with the hope of slowly, incrementally moving our way more forward and expanding that way. As Kirk before us expanded toward the galactic edge, further and further out, we are trying to push further and further inward. Although the Enterprise did push inward briefly with the encounter with the V'ger, as it were, or Voyager. The god that was a god, or not a god, I suppose. Yes, you should be able to see little map indicators over certain. These are the areas of interest to the Bonaventure I've highlighted. There are other star systems that the Willostick will look into, as well as the Haida. But these are the high value areas we believe will be of interest to the Bonaventure. So I wanted you to be aware of them. The Willostick will be situated here, near the Dead Pulsar region, which is where we're currently docked. Although we're not like right on top of it for obvious reasons, because there is unstable pulses that could still, or magnetics that could cause problems. But we're far away enough, and the station is sturdy enough that we can send out shuttles and probes to slowly pick at it. What I'm going to be sending you is to this M-class world. Since there's no great reason for you to sit here and play babysitter for the Willostick right now, the Haida is currently doing picket duty for the region, making sure there's no pirates hiding out in gravitic shears and sensor fog and such. So rather than have you sit here twiddling your thumbs, we'll give you something interesting to do. And why not go to the center of the huge reason why Starfleet sent us out here, was to look into the M-class worlds that are in this region that may be of interest to future colonists that we have brought with us on the Willostick. Do you have any questions about the sector, Captain? Or about the mission, about your mission area?
I'll focus on the mission for now. We'll have more than enough time to get into the details of the broader sector later. I'm of the same mind, though. As soon as you showed me this, I figured, why waste time jumping around different places than heading to this M-class, and then finding out we're in someone else's backyard. You should probably go there first. Then knock on the door and see if anyone answers.
It's entirely possible, in my experience, that we may have with this many M-class. Like that's the big thing about this sector, is that there are, given how much closer we are to the core, we're not in the dense pack part of it yet, but we're in the parts where Starfleet generally hasn't bothered. Most powers don't bother going forward, but this particular sector does have a high number of M-class worlds, which that usually would indicate life. That would usually indicate some sort of civilization. So I would presume pre-warp civilizations at some point, but stars being stars and the infinity of space being what it is, maybe we get lucky and there's no one there. We could have a new London or a new Beijing or something.
Or occasionally, you find a Talos 4.
She nods at that.
Killer wants to do a quick calculation of at cruising speed, the time it's going to take to get there.
Give me Insight Con.
Astronavigation as a focus.
Yep. Difficulty of 1. It's a pretty straightforward calculation. You're well educated. And you know your ship, frankly. The Constellation isn't that new a ship model to throw your calculations off.
There you go.
You take 500 damage. No, hold
I might have enough stress. I have a stupid amount of stress.
on.
I have that talent that lets me ignore it once.
No, I'm playing a barbarian here too. I have no resistance, but I have a stupid amount of health.
I've trained Winchester well. Fear damage.
See, that's not the lesson. The lesson is protection means nothing. Health means everything.
You know, that's
I
not
have
the word.
no idea what you guys are talking about.
Well, that's that nerdy game that, you know, Dungeons and Dragons that, you know, real gamers don't play that game anymore.
I literally had to scramble to find a workable fantasy system once because I got an ultimatum from Mecca that I'll play your fantasy campaign, but not if it's D&D.
I played it a lot as a teenager and I don't like it anymore. I apologize.
Hey, you're allowed to have taste. It's fine. Says the lady who runs D&D on a regular basis. That would be... You're looking at about anywhere between about 1 to 5 days, assuming nothing. Because 5 days is absolute worst case scenario, like some weird anomaly, like makes you have to go the long way around or something. But if it's just a straight shot, it's just a day. Like assuming nothing gets in your way, which supposedly it's going to be fine.
Since it's only going to take that long, the captain will say, being in your company on the way up here, we kind of had to maintain a strict timetable, but I'm hoping it wouldn't bother you if I take my time getting there to work up the crew. We have a lot of new transfers, and I want to lay, at least with your permission, I want to lay relay repeaters.
As long as we maintain them as... We use the minimal repeaters, because we don't know... Starbase says that we are in unclaimed territory, but... and just in case someone happens to actually claim this area, let's make sure we can dismantle them or break them apart quickly remotely.
I'll have engineering work up a solution that involves a memory wipe. I don't want to suggest any explosive solution because that could be seen as a weapon. but without him, you're going to be pretty limited in keeping in touch with us.
Mm. I'll trust your good judgment on that, Captain. And worst case scenario, I can send the Haida to clean up if we need to get it a lot faster than the Bonaventure can get to it. Though I hope that we don't have to get your fellow captain involved in relay cleanup duty. They're already kind of irritated with me putting them on picket duty on our first few days here in the Dawnland.
Killick says, well, we're all here at the pleasure of the council.
Mm-hmm.
If this is what they want, if they want us doing routine work, then that's what we're gonna do.
Any questions about the standing orders? Or the mission directive in general?
If you have nothing to highlight, then I'll read over them on my own time.
My channel will be open to you as much as possible. I am leaving the station commander to deal with the dead pulsar. I'm going to try to keep a very close eye on all three of you, just in case anything goes strange while we're here. Well, any Commodore hopes things will get strange fairly quickly, but sometimes it's nice to have an easy day, as they say. Or easy week in our case. If you have no other questions for me, Captain, you may head back to your ship, and all the good luck to you.
He nods and says, thanks, Commodore. We'll keep you up to date.
And we swoop over to the Bonaventure. Where Killick's not back yet. Oh, yes, at the...
Just like it needs to be, a dark mode bridge. Light mode people will be made to walk the plank.
Commander.
Hola.
So you are seated on the bridge. The Bonaventure has warped in with the rest of the fleet, along with the Willistic and the Haida. You get a confirmation from the Willistic that your captain is on his way back. He's done with his mission, with his briefing with the Commodore. So you have a bit of time before the captain arrives.
And are we playing this as this is our first mission as a crew, or have we been on the ship for some time now?
You might have had at most a shakedown cruise together,
Okay.
like just to get used to. Because the one thing that Bonaventure is, even though the Constellation is not a new model, the Bonaventure A is fresh off the dry dock. It is the state of the art, all the fanciest toys that Starfleet could fit into the thing. The only thing that's probably more advanced than the Bonaventure is the Willistic, and even then, the Willistic's only real high-tech thing is that it's mobile. It really is just a dry dock for the most part.
Yeah. It has this one piece of bleeding edge technology, while everything else on here is cutting edge.
I did put that because I didn't remember that. I did put that I had the captain as having been the captain for the last 2 years. But if it still makes sense, I might suggest that even when like aircraft carriers and stuff are going through refits, they still have like an admiral assigned to them who actually still commands them to make sure all the repairs are done, rather than just someone who's in charge of the dry dock. I might would it be fine to be that, like,
Oh yeah,
as the ship is being finished but still not finished, they're already assigning a captain to get it
Oh, yeah.
off the.
That makes total sense because Survey Expedition Delta has been a light in the Commodore's eye for the last while, since ever since the war ended. She's been petitioning to do this, and it's only recently she's been able to get the kind of fleet she wants to go out there. Because a lot of her command authority was used up getting the Willis, because that's 8 scale worth of her command. But yeah. Commander.
Yeah. So Commander Aitram is the chief of security and the first officer aboard the ship. She is a Beta Z in her early 30s who has not had a particularly notable career up to this point. And she is concerned about keeping the captain, ensuring that she and the crew and the captain get off on the best foot together. So while we're waiting, I would like to do just some routine checks around the ship to make sure everything is running efficiently.
Okay, let's ask for. Are you personally doing the tests? No. Either way, you're doing checks. Either way, I would call this control command difficulty of 1. You're aboard the ship, so I'm gonna say the ship's comms plus command will come into it.
Control command diff 1 plus comms command. Great. Control command. So I'm probably walking over to this console for a minute. Control command. Yeah, I definitely don't have a focus in this. I'm not going to read anyone's mind to accomplish this. Do you have any threat right now?
Not yet. No, we're still in the cold open.
Okay. Why don't you take 3 threat, as I want extra dice to make sure this can happen. There we go.
Oops. People get to watch me do this live because I forgot to do it.
We're doing it live.
Oh, friggin', I got the wrong name. So you gave
As
me...
opposed to usually when we're pre-recorded.
I mean, for those watching the VOD.
That's not what that means. If I watch concert footage from 1970, it's not pre-recorded. It's still a live concert.
Yeah, you're right, actually. So, wait, you gave me 3. That's right. So you do your checks. A roll for the ship as well.
I should have done that. Okay, you said comms command.
Oop.
20, that's a comp. And I'll give you the complication.
All right. Oop. And then there we go. So, first things first, you generate 2 momentum. You're right. I do need to give it to a particular player. Thank you. Okay, I can get that off my thing. Great. And complication-wise, black text. That's going to be helpful.
Being punished for our support of dark mode.
You discovered that the crew is rather uncertain. There's a lot of reports you're getting back and forth from various departments about how they, or rather not from the department's heads, but you're looking over the reports that happened since, and you're noticing a trend that although the ship's fine and you've done all the checks, you're up to spec, nothing broke, no anomalies affected the ship or anything, but I don't know, some of these personnel reports, this is the kind of shakiness you expect from someone who's worried about jumping across a border in a wartime setting, not an exploratory thing. Usually, if anything, Starfleet people tend to get excited when they get to explore new places, but everyone just seems a little on edge, a little uncertain that they're qualified to be here, that they really should be here, and some of it is the fact that the ship is state of the art. So some of despite even unless you were fresh off the cadet corps, like fresh, you're gonna be looking at new tech everywhere. Everything's new.
Ooh.
Like even your character, where you even realize as you look at it that you could have done what you just did from the command chair, and it's like, oh right, I can do that now. I didn't know I could do that. But how much that bothers you is up to you. But for most people, that would kind of freak them out a little bit.
Yeah, well, it reminds me. It makes me more cognizant of the fact that the crew is going through an adjustment period. All right, I'm going to note all of that down. And, yeah, okay. I don't want to change too much until the captain arrives, but I will have things to tell him when he does. And I'm going to return to my seat and say, everyone, the captain should be returning from his meeting with the Commodore relatively shortly. We want to ensure that the ship is operating in a state that will keep him happy and impressed during this first important mission.
And we swing the camera over to one Lieutenant Junior Decca, who has a little tiny badge attached to it, as Decca is not in uniform, but it's allowed because Decca is in fact inside a box. Please describe to us what Decca is.
Decca, to all intents and purposes, to anyone looking from the outside, appears to be a small box about a foot and a half by a foot and a half square, with a tiny little window in the front that is clearly tinted, but even with the tinting of the window, you can see that there is an intense orangish mixed with bluish glow intermixing behind it. And it's the box, I presume, in normal operating time, is set to like a small catch in the seat, so that the box doesn't go flying around. And as the nav console seems to respond to commands, there are no hands working their way across the consoles, but the interface buttons appear to be pressed because they're lighting up so. And as they so light up, a similar flashing occurs within the box.
And what are you doing to... Actually, this will tie in. How does the captain intend to come back to the ship? Is he transporting over, or is he taking a shuttle over?
Uh, yeah, shuttle. This is routine. Doesn't need complications added.
To that end, Deca, you get as you hear the commander's alert that to get things ready because the old man's coming over, as it were. You have
I know Inslee's not around anymore because we're calling 40-year-olds old.
But
you have a couple of things ahead of you. You have your you are the head navigator, as per your role. You're a junior officer, but it's one you'll likely promote out of fairly quickly as long as you do your job well on the Bonaventure. So this is, I would hazard this is probably a pretty good fast track for you, assuming you don't do poorly.
royally flub it.
Yeah. As I say, Ensign to Lieutenant Junior is about not getting in trouble. Lieutenant Junior to Lieutenant is being good at your job. So, which of your two things do you wish to tackle first? The preparation of your department, or as you get a report from the Willistuk that the shuttle bearing the captain is coming over. So you also may need to coordinate with Helm about the shuttle coming in.
I said I said transport, didn't I?
Well, you're in a shuttle now. No, I'm just kidding. I take that back. So no, that is not your problem. That's the engine. That is your engineer's problem. So,
but am I still the one who's becoming made aware of that?
You're made aware that a shuttle isn't coming in. Like, there's other shuttles that are coming in that would be bearing supplies for the Willistuk and some transfers. And some people transferred off the Bonaventure who are only here for the jump, and then they were leaving. Like, the last few engineers for that last little tiny, okay, everything's fine, nothing broke, okay, we'll leave now. We're going back to Jupiter,
Okay. In which case, Commander, you would actually hear, in your head, telepathically, Commander, I have it under consideration that the captain will not be arriving via shuttlecraft as per, the rest of the supplies for the Bonaventure. It is understood that the captain will be arriving via transport.
You will hear a response in like vocalized, in which she will say, I have read and understood your message, Lieutenant Deca. However, I would appreciate if all normal ship communications happen out loud so that the entire crew may hear of them.
I will clarify.
Yeah?
This is how Deca has to communicate.
Oh, at all times. Oh, you don't have a voice box. Oh,
I
so
don't have
you communicate psychically to everyone.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing it to me because I was also psychic.
Oh,
okay,
no.
Yeah.
This is how I have to talk to people.
Okay, I apologize. Then you get a simple affirmative from the commander who yes, you get an affirmative from the commander who appreciates the update.
In which case,
Is the affirmative telepathic?
No, it could be, but I'm trying to be aware of the fact that not everyone is telepathic here, and it's useful
Correct.
if everyone knows all the information. So she will repeat your information and appreciate it. Yeah.
I can't. Deca can hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking, that's the problem. I understand.
Speaking's the problem. So to that end, I will just work to get my department in order.
That will be control or presence plus con, difficulty of 2 to get the uncertain crew modifier off the con department.
Would you say presence?
Control or presence.
I actually have a good presence score.
And the
Fine.
ship will help out as well.
I'll spend a momentum for a third die. I do not have a focus that comes into play here. I'm just making sure. Just one moment. This might come into play. Okay. Gonna roll 3 dice. I have a reroll. Gonna reroll. That's a hit. And then because I bought a die, I get to roll a d20, untap potential.
Ah. Get one of those.
That is a bonus momentum on the board.
And ship roll.
Someone like to roll for the ship?
No.
Perhaps our captain, who
Never.
isn't physically here right now.
Do what?
Roll for the ship. Comms con. Please don't be an actual 20. Okay, good. Not an actual 20. I was.
So you have a bonus floating out there as you're able to checking with your navigation, the con department in general, and everything is different. You're new, so you're not and a lot of your department had to be kind of new for the state of the art ship. But there are people who have been around, some crewmen who have been around for a while who, they're just not used to this kind of ship. This kind of setup.
Well, and they're probably not used to their head of department being such a unique individual.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I could really spend the bonus momentum on anything. I'm fine to just let it go, but I'm trying to get in the habit of remembering to roll it.
That's fine.
Because I haven't had a character with this in a while.
And we sweep down into Medbay. And who do we see sitting there in the tiniest medbay in the fleet?
Sitting at the desk is what looks to be a human woman of middle-ish age, probably, aging very gracefully, but there clearly being some wrinkles and some signs of age. However, this is not what she is. She is, in fact, much older than that. Much, much older. Disturbingly older sometimes. As she is a Lanthanite. She's got, kind of Mediterranean features, greenish brown eyes, and wears her hair fairly flowing, at least right now.
And what are you up to as you're sitting in your medbay office? You are alerted by your computer that the ship has finished its warp currently. And you've had some people kind of already you're not terribly big medical department. You are alerted that you're getting your fresh batch of nurses and specialists who aren't normally in the med bay because they don't have to be because there's only so much room for all of you. But you have specialists you can call in. It's like, hey, I'm not a dentist. I'm not a surgeon per se, but I can call in my medical staff to come in here to help me with things.
Okay. Do I have any pending duties? Any wellness checks? Any administrative work or anything? Or is the desk clear for now?
I'm going to ask you for Reason or Insight plus Medicine, difficulty 2, assisted by ship's computers plus Medicine. You're in medbay, so I'll knock the difficulty down by 1, because there are some complications in your department that you haven't been quite made aware of, but you're going to learn very quickly about, hopefully.
All right. Neuropsychology and psychiatry as a focus, potentially?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Since you have access to the files, you literally can do a quick scan over the psych files for people.
Yeah.
Because you are the doctor and counselor all in one.
And CMO role of the trait and medical department?
What's that doing for you?
I don't know, actually. Let's see. It's a weird trait.
Oh, okay.
Like,
so you can always have the medical department advantage. So
yeah.
that would translate to either you calling like some of your crewmen in to help you in the room, or you're sending off, hey everybody, send me your update on what you know. Like, is there anything I should be alert about? You're checking their charts. You're checking. Other people.
I'll have people. I'll have my department check in with me.
Very good. So that pulls difficulty down to 0, actually.
Yep.
There's no real complication at the moment. For this roll, anyway. Plus the ship.
Well, it was difficulty 0.
Yeah.
So
the ship can still assist.
Yep. Computers medicine, you said, right?
Yep.
Oh, why is the ship sheet tiny?
Because you deserve it.
You're right. I need to close that and reopen it. If someone wants to roll the ship while I'm trying to figure it out, feel free, but... no, I've got it. Computers. Medicine.
Oh.
Nope.
Thankfully,
But hey, I know.
due to the fact that you're accessing psych records and such from medbay, and the fact that you're relying on your department to fill you in, like, you're not doing this all by yourself. You have a small team of people that help you out with medical things. And with that check, you actually are able to kind of get ahead of the curve here. You now are aware of the same thing that the commander is aware of, that your fellow commander is aware of, I should say, that there's this uncertainty among the crew, and that they're not really qualified for their job. They're not sure if they should be here, and just unfamiliarity with all the new technology. You find very quickly your department has come up to speed because you're all pretty new. Medical department's usually one of the last things you fill in on a ship, because if the ship isn't built, if the shield emitters don't work, then there's no sense bringing you along right away, because you'll just get hurt while trying to do your job. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And by the time you've been aboard, you're like, okay, now we can actually do our medical stuff. And then you found your very expansive medical department with 3 beds. And you're alerted.
Someone was mad at me.
And despite this, you do find that your department's doing well because there's very few of you. So a lot of even your crewmen are, even if they're experienced, they kind of work. You all had time to get acclimated to the ship, because there's only so many of you, really. And medicine is medicine, whether you're on a Constitution, an NX, or a Constellation. It's
cool.
Medicine's medicine, but the rest of the ship does show a problem.
I will schedule a medium priority all hands for my department then for later in the day when it coincides with people's shifts appropriately to go over psychological support and um, adjustment procedures with everybody to help out the rest of the crew as they deal with this transition.
As part of that, you will be made aware for free that it seems like the con department and command department are already underway. Command department is largely the senior staff, but also Commander Atrium, who's Atrium or Atrim. I'm not trying to say your name.
From
Atrim. There we go. Commander Atrim has already kind of got, by checking in, has already made sure the command department is aware of what's going on. So they, commanding people is commanding people. Sort of the medicine issue. It's like, well, it's whatever, new tech, it doesn't matter. Most of a commander's job is getting used to whatever ship you're assigned to. And the con department has already been set rightly by Lieutenant Junior Deca, who's already done some check-ins around. So really, your only issues are within security, engineering, and the science department.
Then I'll instruct my more psychologically oriented medical personnel to just, be aware of that and see that people don't get too stressed out in their duty rotations and stuff if they can. And then I'll make myself a note to bring this up with the captain, the XO, later.
And we swing down to the transporter room. Is anyone meeting the captain who is transporting over?
Yeah, I'll head over there.
I would, but I don't know any of these people well enough to want to leave the bridge at this moment.
Yeah.
That's not an insult. That's just I know that the only other named character on the bridge right now is a lieutenant junior grade box, and I just want to stay here until the captain arrives. That's all.
Yeah. By the way, do we have food synthesizers or replicators on board at this point in time?
Replicators are fairly new tech right now, and I'll say, because you're on a state-of-the-art ship, replicators are a thing, which is throwing people, because they're expecting food synthesizers. Like, no, that's not how it works anymore. It's like, well, where do Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I was thinking about this earlier in relation to the character. That captain, because I thought replicators might already be a full-on thing, but I think if possible, the captain would like to have kept the organization that, like, there's an appropriate mess for enlisted people, for the senior enlisted, for the officers, rather than because it doesn't like the idea of, like, people start eating in their quarters and are not, like, with their peers. Might be a pet peeve, like this is not good for us.
That would be
keep this at arm's length.
I would say, yeah, that would be your prerogative as captain, because you would have helped. You likely would have been part of the state-of-the-art refit for the Bonaventure A. So that would mean that there is, in the galley, there is replicators, though most people depend on the chefs to actually do it, because it's new it's not a food synthesizer, but there are replicators in there, that sort of thing, and you have that somewhat stratified rank system. And given how big a ship you are, there's probably a break room or two. That's not really the galley, but it's still like a place where you're on a deck, you can go there, have your coffee, but you don't have to go all the way to the galley to do it. So, like, mini rec centers, that sort of thing.
Gotcha. Then the doctor will swing by and replicate a couple pieces of fruit on her way down to meet the captain.
Okay. I'm gonna spend a couple threat.
Uh-huh.
You got fruit, all right. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I wonder if it's going to be the fruit I want it to be.
You got the forbidden fruit. You're gonna take a bite of it, and you shall now understand the difference between good and evil.
Yeah. Let's meet the captain and bring a durian along to do the job.
Oh no, it's the no, it's the pomegranate. Now you had to spend half of the year in the underworld.
Oh God.
Captain, you get beamed into existence aboard your ship, greeted with the transporter chief, of course, and Dr. Ilthea?
Ilithia.
Ilithia.
The captain says, "Thanks, Chief," and then kind of looks over at the commander and says, "I rate the chances that you're here just to see my warm smile pretty low. So let's walk to the bridge, and you can tell me about whatever it is."
Of course, Captain. And she'll offer him a piece of, well, it's definitely a pepper of some kind.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it. If you follow in the path of sin, you shall now understand.
Oh dear lord.
For Corbinian
has a
here,
very-
Ilithia has replicated a spicy pepper.
Yeah, the captain has a well-trained yeoman and is relies on that person a lot
Mhm.
to keep this kind of thing from happening. So it's like, maybe later.
Of course. Kind of tuck it into a bag. All right. Why I'm really here. Crew morale is a bit tense. As we're walking, she'll bring the captain up on how a couple of the departments seem skittish around the new technology and a bit unsure in whether they're deserving their placement here.
The captain says, "Don't worry, I plan for everybody to be tired enough that they're not gonna have time to think about it too much."
Oh, planning on getting us started off right with some drills, maybe?
Some is selling it short.
Well, I guess we'll see how that goes.
You're gonna kill me by proxy.
Fitness medicine difficulty 1 as you're both in the turbo lift and wow, kind of feel a stinging in your eyes.
I'll spend a momentum. Not very medically inclined, but you know, my eyelids have abs.
Yeah. Trait of lanthanite, I've had thousands of years to get used to this spice.
Sure, I'll give that to you. You probably picked this one not thinking there was anything wrong with it.
Correct.
Okay. Freaking full momentum.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the spice is it is whatever fruit it is. It's one of those new lunar spices. Like it's genetically somewhat over-engineered. It's really famous among some San Francisco cadets to dare each other to eat this. Which annoys the medical department immensely because some species get sick when you do that, you jerks. And unfortunately, our
the
good
commander's eating it.
commander's eating it like just probably apropos of nothing. But that's releasing some of the vapors into the air, and oh wow, that's it's spicy from across the room, and you're in an enclosed space. Ow.
The captain says, kind of looks over and says, "Commander, would you mind keeping any genetic experiments to the mess deck?"
Look down.
Visible red
these?
vapors.
Yeah,
As you
I
wish.
think the chef and the atrium are gonna have to fight over whether that's a weapon or a food.
I think it's more of a food. But one of the active ingredients is similar to a chemical weapon designed in the 20th century on Earth.
Oh boy.
The doors open.
The commander will say, "Captain on the bridge," and then turn around, stand up, turn around, look at the captain, and then attempt to fall into, stand at attention. Will then catch a whiff of the percolating mustard gas that has just been released, and she will audibly hold her nose for a second, or not audibly, visibly hold her nose for a second, and then wave her tearing eyes, and she'll say, "Is everything okay? I must say I checked the trans of the the elevators. What are they called?
Turbo lift.
The captain
Turbo
kind of waves off like, "Don't worry about it," and turns to
Okay.
Commander Lithia and says, "If you wouldn't mind, dematerializing or otherwise stowing those," and then turns back to the commander and says, "The doctor was just telling me that medical is still needs a bit of a run up, and the rest of the ship may need one too. Why don't we run some drills?"
Okay. Drills sound like an excellent idea. I must tell you, sir. And she kind of looks around, make sure there's no one in immediate earshot, and she'll step in a little closer and say, "I believe some of the crew are unsure of their place. Morale is a bit weak than what I would like to see on a ship at the start of an important mission such as this. New ship, new technologies. It's intimidating to people, and well, more than one case of imposter syndrome seems to be aboard."
Very good.
Actually,
The
I just
captain
have a-
will take the chair and say, "Lieutenant Deca, I'm providing you with coordinates to an M-class planet. Give me..."
Actually, I did have a question before that. How tall are the backs on these chairs?
Oh, tall enough for someone to rest their back comfortably, I would suppose. They would be adjusted, presumably, for whatever species is sitting them.
Well, it's more so I'm wondering, can you actually see the box from...
Yeah, I would assume, since you don't need one, that like at the start of your shift or something, you like add or take the back off.
Like you press the button on the
Yeah.
chair and the back slides down so they can see you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and also
'cause
you're
that
at like
would
a
be a-
45-degree angle to the elevator, so she can.
Yes,
so
we're all-
you could, yeah.
Oh
It'd be
yeah.
gross
But
oversight too.
I'm always cheating out.
Set a course to the Sim-class planet. Give us 7 days to get there. Rather than telling you a speed, he's telling you how long, and you get to figure out the speed.
Yes, Captain.
It's the
they
other half
reply.
of the math problem.
Yeah, which, Captain, you hear that reply, that yes, Captain, in your head.
Yeah. Not a fan, but Starfleet says you're supposed to be here, and I'm not supposed to be mad about it, so let's move past it. The captain will swivel, following the doctor as she walks around the bridge, and say, Computer. Start a drill scenario. Deck 13, decompression, violent, emergency repairs started. 10 personnel injured.
As you're talking, the Atrium is going to speak up and she'll say, "Give that 1 second, Captain. We are being hailed." And she's going to put it on screen.
Actually, the captain's going to raise a finger at you like,
don't
wait.
talk. Okay.
And
then she'll shut up.
The captain will say, we're supposed to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. Computer, acknowledge scenario.
Acknowledged.
Begin scenario.
I will call upon you, and people could assist you with this. Control command, difficulty 3, assisted by ship's communications command, as the drill is set underway, and perhaps this may clear up a bit of uncertainty among the crew, since they're getting very familiar with their ship in the most direct way possible. While they're in the middle of, we're about to go underway, and we're doing this other stuff, and you're doing your normal duties. By the way, drill. So it's a little harder than normal.
Can I argue to make the control command an assist and the doctor take the lead? Because the captain's going to grade and give feedback and stuff, but is not the one taking the lead here. And it's a single department drill. I didn't bring engineering or tactical or anything like that in. It was solely focused on the med bay.
All right. The primary role is control medicine.
Which, if I had any talents that were about any of the command talents that were about assisting, this would be an even better argument. I don't. I just wanted to make the doctor have to take care of this. Not squirm, but like honestly, the success matters more, I think, on the doctor than it does the captain.
Medicine. Wait, so am I the main role or the assist here? I zoned out for a second there.
You're the main roller, as you see a medical alert on the relevant deck, and you see it pop up on the multi-role screen at the back. But it has a little indicator in the corner of drill, so it doesn't panic some random yeoman or whatever. It's like, no, this is drill, just...
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Looking to see if I have a focus here. I'll spend one of my uses of Live Nearly Forever for emergency procedures as a focus.
Okay.
Assuming that applies.
It doesn't actually, but go on. No, it does.
Oh, man.
I'll let you take it. It doesn't apply, but you can take it.
Yeah. I mean, I have to use my other one to make a blind guess, so... Okay, and I will spend 3 momentum to roll 4 dice here.
2 and 3.
I will re-roll that 20 because of being of many talents.
Don't worry, it's not gonna help you too much.
Well, 5 successes.
Dear Lord.
Plus the ship.
And I'll...
becomes
right.
medicine, I suppose.
Ship.
This not command thing.
Medicine. Really need to get a new mouse. My scroll wheel wants to go the opposite direction every time I try and use it.
That new mouse technology we're introducing aboard this ship, I don't think it's ever catching on.
Ilithia just, went with keyboards the entire time, and eventually the mouse was phased out, and she was like, "I was right the whole time."
Then the mouse phased back in. It's like, did we learn nothing?
Yeah.
I'll give you threat for that.
Threat for your complication? Okay. Very good. You're able to conduct the drill in good fashion, Doctor, especially on the short notice, since it was a surprise drill, which does give your this because you have a very small medical department. The Bonaventure's medical staff, such as it is, sometimes you learn your first responder types are of other departments. So someone who is a science officer who also has first aid, or someone who's an engineer who has damage control or emergency services or something similar. So it's a lot of you learn very quickly. You're gonna have, and in any medical emergency, you're gonna have to grab what you got and use what you can. Your medical department is the people you have as your advantage as CMO are people you know are medically trained. They're your people, but the rest of the ship, they kind of need to be able to fend for themselves a little bit until one of you can get to them. And sometimes, well, you won't be able to get to them yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Learn how to use medkits, everybody.
Yeah.
While keeping an eye on the drill on a pad, the captain will swivel around and say "Commander" on screen.
Commander who the commander who has been watching the drill out of the corner of her eye will put it on screen.
You see the Commodore in her office, and you can see that there's a little notation in the corner that she's also hailing the. This is a broadcast to all ships of the survey expedition.
Oh, is the other ship actually in range to receive that, or?
Yeah, the Haida's nearby. They'll have a minor delay, but they're close enough they'll catch it. Like, you can still see the Haida on long-range sensors. Like, they're not super far away. They're just kind of skirting the outer edge of the long range of the station to kind of create a larger sensor bubble. Greetings, everyone. We are now undertaking the voyages of Survey Expedition Delta, a task force of explorers, scientists, and guardians sent beyond the map frontier to this region known as the Dawnland Fringe. Our mission, to chart the uncharted, to seek out new worlds and the peoples who call them home, to understand before we act, and to uphold the Federation's promise even at the edge of its reach. We three, the Bonaventure, the Haida, the Willustuk, each carry a part of the Federation's hope, each responsible for the lives of settlers who follow in our wake and before us. In this sector, discovery alone grants no claim. Sovereignty belongs to those who live here, and our presence must earn its welcome. For the Dawnland Fringe is rich in worlds and wonders, but also in mysteries, masked systems, hidden signals, and perhaps traces of civilizations who walk paths we do not yet understand. Rival powers will watch our progress. Colonists will depend on our protection. And somewhere in the dark between the stars, a truth waits that may reshape everything we believe about this frontier. This is our charge, our responsibility. These are the voyages of Survey Expedition Delta, and the story of what we choose to become when the unknown looks back at us. Carry on. And then you see the Starfleet Command logo up. As you also recognize, that was also broadcast to everyone on the station as well, so it's kind of that was also to the civilian cadre as well. That speech is probably something Killick heard in person, along with the other captains. And she just did it again for the rest of the crew, for the rest of the fleet. You've learned Rysians are fond of speech making. Or at least that Rysian is.
Yeah, not too distinguishable from humans in that regard.
Uh, the captain. The captain will say, the only part I think the Commodore left out is that in all of this, we need to prove the Bonaventure is the best crew out here. Speaking of being the best, Lieutenant Decker, do you have my plot?
Do I? I assume there's a role associated with this.
Reason Con, difficulty 3, assisted by computers Con. You are getting a free assist from the Admiral, because the Admiral's the one who helped formulate the plan. Also,
Okay,
because of that speech that just happened, the scene did change there, as you're now properly underway, and this is a one-threat mission.
Okie dokie.
You sure you don't want to double check that?
So, hey, if you increase the threat, that's on you.
Okay. Would you say that this is a task that requires precise calculations?
I'd say so.
Okay, cool. First D20 I purchase is free. The power of math.
Power of math compels you.
I don't know if that's the name of the talent or that's just a general statement.
That is the name of the talent. That
Okay.
is the name of the talent. The power of math. I am going to spend 2 more momentum for a 4th die just so that I do proc my reroll. Further, when I succeed in a navigation-related that's when I succeed. We'll get to that in a minute. Intuitive Navigator. Okay. I can. I reduce the task by a difficulty of 2 in attempting to plot a starship course.
So, 1, 12. There you go.
Tip 12. And okay, cool. And a focus of stellar cartography.
Yep.
You said Reason Con. Good. That is my best stat. I'll reroll that comp. Not comp. That 0. Okay, that is 4 hits. Bunch of stuff's about to pop off for me. So first, untapped potential because I bought a die. You get a threat.
Huzzah!
However, because of my talent, visit every star, when I succeeded a navigation-related task, I gain a bonus momentum anyways.
You're able to determine that best speed you could achieve. Standard calculations would indicate warp 9 would be sufficient to get you there. Though you could increase, with your calculations, you believe you could shave it down. You could safely get away with 9.2 for a little bit, which changes the estimate from, because the initial estimate is 1 to 5 days, assuming all 5 day being worst case scenario, 1 day being best case. You've shaved it down to 1 to 4 days, because now it's, even if you have to go the long way around, it's not so bad, because you've calculated with that in mind, that even in worst case, here's the pre-calculations you're already doing.
Yep. And Corbinian, I also generated 3 momentum just as momentum.
No. There you go.
Because that was 4 hits on a diff 1.
4 hits on a diff 12. I was just letting you succeed at cost.
Yeah, so Cap, what was the you wanted a specific time, right?
To be there in 7 days.
7 days. Okay.
You know that you know the time. You need the speed.
Okay. So I assume then I could ask as a free question off my bonus momentum, what speed would I need to get there in the captain's requested 7 days?
You could get away with warp 8. You could slow down a bit. Like warp 8 would get you there in 7 days. Even at worst case.
Is this TOS warp speeds or TNG warp speeds?
TNG warp speeds, because the conversion will drive me
Okay.
nuts.
That's fine.
In which case, the seat swivels around, and Captain, you hear in your mind, I have run the calculations, Captain. At normal, was it? You said that the warp 9 that's cruising speed.
Warp 9's your normal max speed, but the Constellation can get away with 9.2 for bursts, and that would shave some time down. But 9's your normal max speed.
According to my calculations, traveling at warp 8 will allow us to arrive at these coordinates at your requested 7-day window. Although bursts of warp 9 could shave time off if requested.
Let's keep to the warp 8 plan. Coordinate with engineering to drop a subspace repeater every 20 light years.
Understood. I will begin preparing astrometric charts for that purpose.
And Helm, you may engage the navigator's plan.
Aye, Captain. And battle music. No, 1 second.
Swivel back around to intently stare at Commander Elithia.
Which also, in the way I've seen it with the Medusans before, is everyone can hear my psychic emanations.
Okay. Because the commander's concern before was the importance of clear, open communication in case someone dies. But long as or is incapacitated, but so long as everyone can hear, then unlike the captain, she has no problems with this.
Yeah. I can make everyone hear it if I want. Yeah. I can make everyone hear it if I want everyone to hear it. I can make only one person hear it if I only want one. Yeah, I just swap the speaker mode. It's really good.
You have launch underway, and you have at least a week of what amounts to downtime between here and the mission planet. What do you do in those 7 days?
I intend to work with Commander Atrium to drill every department independently and the whole ship together at least once. Filling most free time. I don't want to push people to literal exhaustion, but I do want most people to be putting in their best effort for this trip.
Good question. Yeah, okay, well then we'll just get, as you're talking about this plan with Atrum, she's going to say, now, is our goal here to come up with an accurate assessment of the crew's abilities at this moment, or is it to reassure them and improve their confidence by giving them a challenge made to be overcome?
The captain will said, making it easy is not gonna answer. Make it a realistic scenario. And let's have them run it until they get it right.
Sir, if I may? Let me agree. Permission to speak freely?
The captain's really only ever inclined to agree to that in private.
Okay. Well, I was assuming we were having this conversation at some point later in private.
If that's the case, then yes.
Then she's going to say,
Have a- Yeah, you have.
I am concerned about the idea of heading into the edge of space, the edge of known space, with little in the way of reinforcements or complete knowledge of what is out there, with a crew that is already showing some fractures in their morale, and then giving them this task. If they are unsuccessful in their drills, then we run the risk of further demoralizing them. And in that case, I think that would put us in a worse position were we to encounter a threat of any kind. And as tactical officer, I would believe that to be a poor position to put the crew in that at this time. Shakedowns are for... Go ahead.
Let's not aim for impossible. Let's aim for likely scenarios. That way, they know they can handle what's coming to them when they succeed. Right? If we throw a softball here, then in actual trouble, they're going to break down. They're going to realize that they're not ready. No reason to crack the whip. That's not the goal. The goal is not punishment. The goal is to help them see that they can be as good as they need to be.
She nods her head and says, understood. She doesn't want, you can clearly tell that she didn't want to fight you on this. She just felt the need to bring it up.
As you turn around, the captain says, and Commander, when it's just us, yeah. Tom is fine.
She nods and says, Nia is fine for me.
He kind of nods and then returns to typing on his computer.
And I'm going to go, and as first officer, I'm going to help plan these drills.
Very good. We're looking at control or presence plus command, difficulty 4, comp of 3, assisted by ship's communications command. Hey, you changed into your proper stripe. Good for you.
Yep. Yeah.
I will.
Took a little work.
I will take the lead on this if you don't mind, just because I'm the one who's kind of pressing this to happen.
Go ahead.
Like,
could I assist?
Definitely the captain does not want to put this entire responsibility on the commander.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and well, let me ask you this. Do you want the commander to be taking an active role as a participant or as a proctor in these?
As a proctor.
All right, then can I assist?
Except at the very last when it's a full ship thing. When it's a full ship thing, a participant, but on the day-to-day, department by department thing is a proctor.
Then in that case, can I roll an assist to help execute?
You certainly can.
A question to both the GM and the captain. All right, then go ahead.
We'll make it control command. Starfleet protocol.
Yep.
And I'm going to I'll spend 3 momentum. Oh wow.
That's
Commander,
bad
it's
luck.
all on you.
Okay, we need to hit one more. We need to hit 2 more.
Unfortunate.
Let me double check my
Oh,
thing.
no.
I don't see.
Okay. Yeah, I might go ahead and handle this. This is too important to the captain for it to go this badly.
Yeah, you can't immediately have everyone, have the engineering deck explode because
Can I use the value sensors can't tell you anything? Can't tell you everything, and that the captain's not going this from the bridge,
I
and
beg to differ, Captain.
and the ready room that the captain is actively going down to each of the drills and giving advice and helping reorganize things as they kind of need adjustment. All right. I'll re-roll.
Just can't tell you anything.
That would have been a bold choice. Sensors can't tell you anything.
Excuse you? The sensor operator?
Yeah.
Generated 1 so far.
Okay, now can I roll my assist?
Yes, he got at least 1, so.
All right. I have the focus of team dynamics.
Totally.
Part of what I'm good at is organizing teams of people to do things, which is, kind of the whole job of the executive officer. So, control command.
I don't know about that.
There you go. I helped.
Ship helped too.
Very good. You press the...
Sensors can't tell you everything because routinely the ship says there's a problem and then you click and there isn't a problem.
You learn very quickly that it is, at the end of the day, good command and good oversight over trained Starfleet officers, over also well-trained technicians and crewmen. No matter how good the tech is, no matter how advanced Starfleet will ever become, you're still Starfleet, and Starfleet adapts. To which you have lost the uncertain crew complication. You, for now, proven's kind of a strong word. I'll call this a well-drilled crew. As they're coming into this, even if they weren't familiar, for those who weren't familiar with the systems, don't worry, they became really familiar with them over the last 7 days. Learn fast. And that kind of pressure kind of helped everyone get used to their departments. So that's wiped out the complications for all departments.
Am I remembering wrongly, or is there like a thing where you can purchase to make something a permanent trait, like at the end of the episode or something?
That sounds like a reputation thing. It's not something you do.
Yeah,
in
Yeah, I
game.
definitely know you can do statuses by that. There was just some like thought in the back of my head that there was something like that that was done during the time of the Archer, but that may have been something I did, not a rule.
Yeah.
I will spend 2 momentum though to increase the potency of that if allowed.
Oh, I'll totally take that. You did specify you're really gonna push them. It's like, it's like, okay, we're all done. Great. And the commander's here having a quick coffee with us. That's great. And commander looks up, drill. No! I'm dead. What do you do? What? What? I can't help you. I'm dead. I'm drilled all the time.
I'm dead.
Can I spend another 2, either on the commander or on the ship, whichever is more appropriate for the trait of burgeoning respect or something? That because I do have the commander out here forward a lot, that I'm intentionally trying to build her rapport with the crew as something I need to make this ship work.
That's also something I'm interested in doing, because also part of my job is being the advocate of the crew to the captain.
I'll let you create trusted exo. That's
Yep,
it.
awesome. How much? I guess we earned the enough to get back up to 5, because I spent 3, which would have brought us down to 2, and then we earned 3. Okay.
Yeah. Anything?
Hey, I didn't keep track of that, so I don't know why you are.
What are Dekka and the Doctor up to during the 7 days, other than being randomly drilled because the commander's dead? Nah, she's not really, but she's dead and has a blown-off arm. You have to do something about it. Nah, she's fine. It's actually,
Box. It's been flung out into space.
yeah.
I'm fine. You actually, trick question. You don't have to do anything.
That's the
I
trick
can just
question. It's like, oh no, what do we
let
do? What do we
myself-
do? I'm fine, guys. What? No, really, I'm fine. Slowly roll a little bit.
Yeah. Slowly roll. Give me a minute to write myself, and I can kind of push myself back towards you. That's kind of the joy of being an electromagnetic energy being. So, what I'm doing
Yeah.
during the time where we're not being drilled is the captain did give me a very specific request, which was to go down to engineering and coordinate with engineering to drop off. You said subspace relays?
Yeah, for subspace comms.
Yep, that's what I figured. In which case, at some point, whoever is down in engineering will see as I think it would probably be Yeoman Vasak, who walks in carrying this big box.
Can you not move around yourself?
No, it explicitly says I have to be carried by another character.
It requires a talent
You
spend.
can't even be put on like a moving thing.
Any kind of mobility device.
The trait explicitly says I have to be
Okay.
carried around by another character.
Alright.
Yeah, anything that's self-propelled, like anything Dekka alone can control, is a talent spend.
Okay.
Yep. I am explicitly hampering myself for the purpose of the bit and the complication.
Great.
But hey, Starfleet accommodates. You're able to do your job, and there are people who can
Yep.
get their lifting in.
All Are you heavy? We above this. Out of any TTRPG character ever, this is the one time in which knowing your exact weight will be useful. Like, are you 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 40 pounds? How much does a ball of psionic energy weigh in terms of mass?
I don't think he has mass outside of the container.
Box
right?
itself?
Here. This will help us understand the size a bit better. I believe this is the size of the box that the Medusan was in the original series episode.
Okay.
So yeah, I probably weigh a good like. I probably weigh a good 8 pounds at least.
Which is 3.6 kilograms for the Canadian.
Thank you.
I assume this
But-
means you're
but
being pushed around on a cart rather than physically
Yeah.
carried.
Well,
Or there might be,
I have fitness 10. I could probably fit him under my arm awkwardly, but
Well, and there are grav lifts that exist. They are,
Mhm.
physical handheld grav lift things, but someone else has to do it. Anyhow, someone walks into engineering, presumably the Vulcan yeoman, goes into engineering carrying this character in a box. Thank you, yeoman. And do we have a chief engineer yet?
Yep, I made it for him. I'm just looking something because something
Oh.
good happens if I use a supporting character.
Cool.
That supporting character may. So the first time you introduce a supporting character in a mission, that supporting character may take one additional option to improve the supporting character. So does that happen now? That happens at the end of the episode.
End of episode, I'll say.
Okay. So the commander will be furiously running around engineering, trying to get regular maintenance done, knowing that any minute now, Commander Artem is gonna jump in and say, "You're dead, and you're dead," and Commander Brent save the ship.
God,
He's got a little earpiece, and there's like, I don't know, he's got like an engine or two who are supposed to be walking on repair missions, but really they're just in the hallways to give him updates on where Artem is.
yeah, I'm totally now picturing Atrum has like a pad and like a little like a little bit of like green dye that, and every once in a while she's like walking over, and whenever someone is supposed to be dead for a scene, she's keeping track of that with a check mark on her pad, and then smattering a bit of green dye on your uniform so that way everyone knows you are supposed to be dead now.
that's so funny.
This is how the crew will come to like me.
Commander,
Bryn turns around looking for any sign of green. I guess you're alive. What do you need?
of course I'm alive. Why wouldn't I be?
He mutters, everybody's dying around here. It's chaos.
Oh, well,
Looks
that's
back around.
most
Hey,
disconcerting.
Vincent, stay on the ground. You're dead.
Oh, but the ground's hard, though.
What is it, Lieutenant? Quickly, get it out.
Oh, yes, of course. I was instructed by the captain to work with you on deploying a series of subspace relays. Of course, the actual deployment of them will be up to control on the bridge, but the preparation of said relays, I was explicitly instructed to coordinate with engineering on.
One more thing to do. All right, Ensign, you're back alive.
Yay!
Watch this panel.
Dang it. Yes, sir.
And the commander will get the yeoman to bring Deca along to a station where they can, design said
Interact.
probes.
Yeah.
You actually could repurpose the science lab specifically for probe use if you wanted.
Well, I say probe. I don't. Are you willing to take subspace relays that are really just meant for communication as probes?
They're basically, when it comes to Starfleet, they very much are modular with their stuff. A probe
Sure.
is the size of a torpedo, is the size of a buoy, is the size... Until it starts getting into scale 2, it's not really much of an issue.
Ah, yes. The ever classic comms boy.
We just throw Jim out there, and he shouts for as long as he needs.
That is, yeah, that's a joke that literally only one other person in this call gets. I see you.
So you can work on it in engineering. It is difficult to mess with the computers and figure it out. You could use the science lab and repurpose it specifically for subspace probe design, and that would help. That would bring the diff down that way as well. Although if the engineer is taking lead, it becomes control engineering instead, and then presence con is the assist.
I don't think Bren sees this as an engineering problem. These are standard probes. He's just got to be told where to put them.
Yeah, like explain to me what you need.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine letting the engineer take point on this, if only just because it'd be nice to activate the character and...
Oh yeah, Well, I was assuming he was gonna assist, but...
Oh yeah, either way, but...
Yeah.
Sure. Bryn kind of peeks out the door and says, "It's clear I don't see any casualties. Let's go."
Picks up the box and run.
You hear in the distance Commander Atrum yelling, "I told you explicitly, crewman, that you were killed by an exploding wall panel detonated by a Klingon security force. Why do I see you standing here with pie in your hands, chatting with an alive crew member?"
They're gonna get docked points for that. It's just...
I can be convinced to turn the other way, but only once, crewman.
Oh, no.
Trust it, hard butt. Oh no.
Good.
You
I'm
said
gonna
that. Oh, I'm
gonna say-
definitely got
I'm just-
confused
Good.
when I generated the sheet. Yeah, the STA website does the departments weird. So I just copied it in real quick, and I gave the engineer a 4 in security, but 2 in engineering, 4 in medicine.
Oh, yeah, because the order's
yeah.
kind of wonky.
He
Yeah.
murdered
Yeah.
everyone above him.
And actually, I correct myself. If you wanted to use the science lab for this, and get the pull down, it actually costs 2 momentum. So I may have made you come in here for no reason.
Oh, yeah, well, that's 2 momentum we don't have, so...
You can still do it from here, I suppose. It just doesn't it's not specialized specifically for that.
Yeah.
You're just not in engineering getting in people's way.
Yeah, that's fine. This is the kind of place I normally work, so...
I mean, is it immediate? Because if it's immediate, it could give you an extra threat.
Oh, that's true. GM, you wrote science in the find. Science appears multiple times in the Star Trek Adventures book, in case you're wondering, everybody. At least 200 times.
Makes sense.
Well, it's gonna be in chapter 5, and I think Starship Fundamentals, not too far from there, because it's gonna be where they talk about. Yep, I'm almost there. It's somewhere on page 188.
There it is.
Well, that's science. I don't know. Is that?
It is an
cover-
opportunity cost of 2. Opportunity is not immediate. Because it's like buying gear, essentially.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Mhm.
You can still do stuff from here. It just doesn't give you a mechanical weight because it's too general for it. But you can still do stuff from in here. Oh, I take that back. I lied to you. Opportunity costs are an immediate momentum spend. So you can give
Okay.
me 2 threat.
Well, can I give you 1 and 1, or do I have to give you 2?
Well, you give 1 and 1, yeah.
I'll do 1 and 1.
So
So
science.
that brings it down to diff 1.
Yep. Because now you've specialized the science lab specifically for this task.
All right. Focus in rapid analysis.
Yeah, doing it quickly is to your advantage.
And I will also roll with pulse engineering. I will assist.
Very good.
I do not assist. I was very close though.
And structure con from the ship because you're involving the probe system.
Got it. I was already there, changing the crew support from 5 to 3.
Why to down to 3?
Because
That's what
he's
it's
supervisory. Supports
Oh, yeah,
normally can't
yeah,
go above
right,
the rank
right,
of
right,
lieutenant unless they're supervisory. So I was thinking if he's chief engineer of a scale 4,
Right.
state of the art, he's got to be supervisory.
Yeah,
We only
no.
have
I
4
remember
players
now.
here.
Yeah, I remember now.
There's a tingling on the back of his neck that soon there might be a commander in charge here, and he'll be demoted to assistant chief engineer.
So you've established a trait of subspace comms buoy trail that will benefit you for a pretty good while until something gets in the way of it. But for now, until I do something about it, that's anything to do with communications is that much easier because you have literal probes just sitting there repeating your signal back to the MSO.
Bran says, "There, there's an alert. Just make sure whenever this goes off, call down and we'll coordinate with tactical."
Thank you. I'm sure the captain will be satisfied.
He presses a comms piece to his ear and then goes over to the console. Oh, it's a massacre. My entire auxiliary engineering team, they're all gone. I gotta go.
Meanwhile, Doctor, what are you doing for your 7 days? While
That's
drills
a
are happening
great
and people are
question.
coming in, and you have to heal the wounds like the paint off people's body parts and stuff like that. And
Uh-huh.
then sometimes there's like little tags on people that gives extra information. It was burned, it was exploded, it was eaten. It's actually there, but they think it's not there, you know.
The captain's
it's-
favorite
sometimes-
unknown psychic affliction.
Yeah, we have an acronym for that and everything. UPA, unknown psychic affliction. It's quite a common problem. But yeah, no. Sometimes crewmen come in with like notes attached to their file that you can find written by the commander that just like explain the vague circumstances of what has happened to them.
Ridiculous.
This one just says like 3/4 of body exploded by Romulan infiltrators.
Yeah. The doctor is a patient woman. So she is trying to take this in stride, but she is also becoming slightly irritated with the number of drills being run. Because she's drilled many times. Many times. And at a certain point, it just becomes boring.
Okay.
So she's probably a little detached over the course of the week as she's doing this. She keeps up a friendly facade, but you know, there's a little bit less of a smile behind the eyes as she's going through this. More specifically, when the XO and Captain are around, as with the lower, with the like enlisted and stuff, she's still fairly pleasant, I'd say.
Are you in any way psychic? I don't remember the details with your species.
Nope. I am.
Okay.
So imagine a human
But you're just
who
really old
doesn't
and don't die.
age. Yeah. Basically doesn't age.
Gotcha. Then all I'll say is the commander has occasionally given you sympathetic looks in the halls, as in, like, she's not saying anything, but she knows this is a lot and not useful for you specifically.
Yeah. It's not even like she's mad, she's just irritated, just annoyed, yeah. Fighting rising irritation, perfect. Fitness medicine, difficulty 2. Recognizing the patterns of this as a healthy response, if not a particularly useful one, focus in neuropsychology / psychiatry.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I understand why. Here's why. Let's rationalize that. Still annoying, but... Okay. I'll just roll 2 dice on this. Fitness, not control. I'll re-roll that 16. Generate 1.
How'd you reroll that?
Being of many talents, because I had a focus that applied.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you find this growing like itch and tension in the back of your head that you actually notice that you're healthy, a baseline irritation, which it happens. You've served in various militaries and exploratory expeditions, and sometimes the job sucks, and that's fine. Jobs suck sometimes. But this is kind of like pulling on, this is starting to create like a really nasty tension headache. Like it's getting that bad until eventually you're able to kind of, you're able to thankfully talk yourself out of it, but it felt intense. Like it felt a lot more intense than you're used to.
I actually will note, I don't think that Ilithia has served in militaries.
Oh,
Starfleet is the closest she's ever come to that.
So I imagine,
Oh,
I guess the
we
best would be like
got a Pinko-
expeditions
We got
then.
a pacifist over here.
Yes, in fact.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay.
So better to say jobs that are irritating and
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. But I know this is a pretty intense headache. That kind of you're able to kind of you realize it's not something you need to medically intervene with, but it is something you had to really spend over the 7 days. There was a day at least you had to spend some time just thinking it out, going, "Whoa, where's that coming from? Why am I so so worked up?"
Yeah, and it probably does come back to that where it's like this is Starfleet acting like a military. A little bit too much for her liking.
And there's a ghost of that too. I'll throw that out there. Is that the Khitomer Accord only happened a couple of years ago. Like that is a very recent event. And Starfleet has been in a Cold War status with the Klingon Empire for decades. And there's living memory of people who still hold old grudges.
Yeah, yeah, and there's probably also a lot of folks who are really curious as to whether or not these newly signed accords are even going to hold.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I think aside from that, then, the doctor is going to try and busy herself with some writing while the week goes on when she has some free time.
You know what? I'll actually call upon you. Presence plus your choice, since you succeeded here. I'll call upon your music and poetry pastime.
All right.
We'll call this difficulty 0, as you're finding a healthy outlet for your frustration. So over the week.
I want to say engineering actually here. It's like it is the mechanistic work of writing here. It's the fitting together of individual words and sentences on that structural level. That's a lot of what she's doing right now.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Yes, success.
You find yourself writing about silent mountains from which you hear steady drumming. And from the drumming, an ash that comes forth into the world. Kind of this sort of worker, but in your engineering sense, you're able to kind of form it into a more artful expression than I just gave. And you may ask me questions for what you feel may be an insight you're getting here. Like there's something you're revealing about your crew or the ship.
Mm-hmm. What has the crew in tension?
Say again, sorry?
What has the crew in tension?
There's a sense here that it's more than just... I mean, jitters is one thing, and that happens. But there's this... You get a sense that's deeper than that. It's almost subconscious, in that it's not a psychic attack, you don't think? It's nothing quite so direct. And if it was, you have at least 2 well-known psychics aboard who would know. They would know they're under direct attack. They would be able to tell you empirically. It's almost like being deep underwater and feeling pressure on your head. Like you can feel a depth of an increase in pressure on everybody, and on a somewhat psychic level. But it might be, it may not be psychic, it may be environmental. But, you're in space, so that's not really a thing.
Yeah. Alithia will look for unusual radiation signatures or gravimetric distortion, something that might indicate that the space around them is denser in some way that wouldn't show up generally on sensor scans.
This is gonna be pretty hard because you're doing this at warp. But you will benefit from the ship's sensors because of this. The base difficulty would be 5. You're doing it from medbay at least, so you're able to use the medical computers to help you, so that pulls it down to 4.
Huh? I'll spend towards a value here. I'll spend toward the value. Empathy and insight are the first tools of a healer.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Okay, for 2 successes. And then I will buy 1 die with momentum. Do I have anything else? Do I have a focus?
A focus? You may have a focus.
Do I have a focus? A focus?
I'm gonna say no at this time.
Okay. Then I would like to spend my second Live Nearly Forever for a focus in intuition, potentially.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus the ship.
And the ship with Spencer's medicine. This medicine's so good, guys.
Hey!
Go ahead.
That's rude.
Yeah, it is.
You, as the ship is approaching the target star system, you are determining, like, because it took a bit, because you have to go from here and then travel across.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until you got around here, because you probably didn't realize anything was wrong until around here-ish. And then once you started looking into it, you had days. That's why this was possible, because you had a lot of time to just sit there and scan, check again, do a bit of poetry, and so on. I can tell you that you are Repeat the question again, sorry, just to make sure I don't mislead you here.
Is there anything that I can detect in this space that is denser, more full of something unusual signals that wouldn't normally show up on sensors, kind of at a decent viscosity around us?
You find that there's a variety of anomalous readings coming from this entire region here.
Okay.
And then you also notice that some's coming from this area, from the blue straggler star as well. So if you were to imagine something like that.
Okay. This is Dr. Alithia to Lieutenant Sarba and Commander Atram.
You have to go over to your wall phone to call at them.
Yeah.
You hear Atram like flip open her communicator, call, and you can hear in the background her saying, "Ensign, I told you when we started this drill that you were supposed to be prepared. I don't understand why you're now telling me that you did not receive proper time to understand the scenario. I handed you a packet yesterday." I apologize for that, Doctor. Go for Atram.
Who's the other person you called?
There's the science officer.
Okay.
Lieutenant
He doesn't
Sarba.
exist yet.
I mean, exists, but isn't isn't probably going to be very impactful in the scene, we'll say.
And is gonna keep the Roll20 last name. It's a good one.
There's a strange radiation interference, I'm not sure exactly what, that we appear to have been drifting through for the last 2 or 3 days. I had a feeling something might be up, so I've been running some non-standard scans. If I could get some additional eyes on this, though. See if it warrants bringing to the captain's attention.
The commander will think for a moment, and she'll say, "Science chief, meet me down in medical." And then she'll close her thing and eventually show up over here.
Well, thank you, both of you. I've noticed the crew seeming a little preoccupied, and I found myself struggling a little bit more with emotional regulation than I might normally. And so I began to look into potential external factors, because something was coming to me in my off hours while I wasn't thinking about the problem that kind of shake her head. Portended something strange. I don't know.
The commander
Anyway.
does not say anything about the crew's preoccupation, but she will say, "Well, either it's something or it's something. It's either something or it's nothing. What have you found?
Here, and she'll pull up on the wall screen the best mapping she's been able to do of the interference and its origins and points, and
Oops, wrong one.
she probably doesn't really. Oh, well, we don't see that. Um,
How many days into our 7-day journey are we?
You have like maybe 4 hours before you arrive at target system.
Okay. And okay, explain to me in character what the nature of what you found is.
well, I'm not sure what exactly the interference is, but it appears to be very strongly emanating from this subspace rift, as well as more weakly emanating from this straggler star. We've crossed into the outermost edges of a field of some form. I'm no science officer myself. I dabble in all things, but what precisely this is made of, I can't say yet. But I can say it's there. That much I am certain of.
The commander is like going to take a look at it, using every neuron in her one science brain, and then give up, and then turn to the science officer and say, "Your analysis."
I want to jump in for the science officer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do that, Boxman?
I'd be pretty well suited for this. I'm not in the room. No one has thought to ask the navigation.
Well,
person.
you know,
Sure. This could be a navigational hazard. The
Yeah.
commander, upon seeing this, will use her psychic abilities actually, and psychically communicate directly to Lieutenant Junior Grade Deca and say, if you would meet me and other officers within the medical laboratory, we have a navigational hazard you might need to be aware of.
A navigational hazard in Medbay.
No,
I'll brief you when you get here.
I don't think you can. Are you psychic?
No.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
this is the conversation between the two of us, like across the ship.
Yeah, and then she's.
Oh, got it.
The navigational hazard isn't within Medbay. Our discussion of it is within Medbay. And you sense in what was previously a pretty laid back person a big hint of irritation, but probably not from you, but just from frustration at the past few days of intense work.
Okie doke. In which case, with the assistance of either the yeoman or another officer, to the med bay.
Insight Con difficulty 3 for either Deca or Atrium.
Okay. Insight Con. Let me look over all my stuff. Is this just vibes?
It's just looking at the data. Yeah.
It's your there's a vibe psychically you're feeling. It's something's neither of you are ESP, but you can feel something's wrong.
Oh, this this
Okay.
no this is a vibes thing.
Okay.
Cool.
So why don't you make the check and can I assist?
Totally, because you could because you're looking at the thing and you're saying it to Deca, and then there's just something's wrong with what's happening.
Hey, psionics focus. I'm glad I took it.
Yep.
I didn't think I'd be making a psionics con check, but
this is a Corbinian game. What do you mean you didn't think you were going to be making a psionics check in the first episode?
I didn't think I'd be making a psionics con check.
That's fair.
No, psionics con checks are the best. I did something similar for a while, and it was a great character.
Are we rolling the comp? Because Coxius.
I thought you were saying it was
Okay,
cocked. I'm like,
GM.
it's a digital die. It can't be cocked. Anyway, go ahead.
GM,
Not trying hard enough.
either an empathy focus or a
Just
team
drinking my
dynamics
soda.
focus.
You can't do that to me.
Say again.
Either an empathy focus or a team dynamics focus.
I wouldn't say so.
Okay, that's fine. Composure.
Yeah, actually.
All right.
High five.
So
Yeah.
generate 4. You are about to hit something at high speed.
Okay. In that case, like you like Nyastra like excuses her from the conversation for a moment, begins communicating with Lieutenant Junior Grade Deca, and then immediately like without even thinking about it, like the second she gets this vibe, just pure not even
You
gonna
feel
take
what
the
I
time.
feel?
Yeah, like without even like pulling out her communicator, she's psychically beaming into whoever is at helm right now to bring the ship to all stop because we are approaching a navigational hazard.
Do you have the crew support to do that?
Yeah, only one person has been activated to make a roll, right?
That sounds right.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah,
I
We
thought
haven't.
I forgot the scientist didn't roll. You're right.
Yep.
We've mentioned Vasak and other people. Fushi, is that their name? Yeah, Fushi. But they've not rolled yet. Yeah, so she just says, like immediately to Ensign Laketh, this is Commander Atrim. You must bring the ship to all stop immediately. We are approaching an unknown hazard.
This requires the Keth to roll control con. How fast are you? You're pretty fast. Yeah, you're not stupid fast. So
We were only going
And we were
speed 80.
intentionally
We were
going
not going
slower.
at Mac.
and you are going
Yeah.
slower. You know what? I will keep the diff at 2. You're right. You're not going full speed, which is important.
And I would suggest an argument that since we've been running emergency drills, well-drilled crew should probably get you to 0 here.
One of the
Here-
things I have probably made this exact, not psychically, but through the comm system, I've probably made this exact like imminent call to helm, do this thing now maneuver
Question,
multiple times
would
before.
Would this be a daring task given the short notice?
It requires a precise bring down of the if you do daring, it goes down to diff 1, but you're probably breaking something in the engine assembly because you're crash stopping the
no.
ship. You're making the ship stop no matter what. Control is I'm slowing down safely.
Okay.
Put it to you this way: daring
Fortunately,
con would be succeed at cost if you failed. It's like don't worry, even if I fail, don't worry, I'm making a stop.
We're stopping. Okay.
I'll fly us at a star if I have to. We're stopping.
Not that Laketh is bad at
Mhm.
control con. It's the one special ability Laketh does have from a species ability is related to daring. So
Yeah, you can spend. I'll let you spend 2 momentum to activate while Drew curled early because I was gonna have it fire once you got to the target system as the full 7 days. But if you spend 2, I'll say yeah, they learned their lesson. In this emergency moment, they're gonna learn this isn't a drill. You need to work now.
Does that waiting till next scene also apply to Trusted Ixo?
Yes.
I'm willing to spend the 2 momentum because we did just generate a bunch.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Actually, quick question, GM, because I know we took a moment. No. You know what? No, I'm not gonna. It's fine. We'll spend the 2 momentum.
Very good. So you're looking at control con, engines con. Anyone can do it.
Who's making this roll? Captain, you can roll because you haven't been introduced in the scene yet. The Deca, you can roll. You're the con guy.
I got it.
Go ahead. And yeah, like after she psychically gives that order, she's going to say to everyone, move to the bridge now, and then lead them to the turbo lift to go to the bridge.
Helm operations.
Yep.
I'll give you threat.
Okay. Plus the ship.
Hey. It'd be great.
Engines con.
Roger.
That's enough.
Oh my god, there are so many people in this turbo lift. You better not bring any mustard gas peppers.
You know what?
They're very popular on Luna.
You know what? Let's take the comp, guys.
Let's go for it. Let's be bold.
What?
Well,
Yeah,
it's Winchester's decision, but yeah.
Winchester
Oh,
already
I
spit
already
for it.
Oh, sorry.
So a new scene starts as you drop out of warp. And yeah, Captain, you're in your ready room, and then you can hear the engines boo power down. You know you've dropped out of warp. You can hear it.
Captain clicks comms button, helm report. Someone else is gonna have to do it.
Captain,
The
I
ensign-
got an
Go
order
ahead.
to bring all stop by Commander Atrim. Not sure why, but I followed the order, sir.
What's the ship status?
Ship status shows no damage. We came to a full stop at a safe distance. No impacts. Captain on bridge. As people start piling out of the turbo lift.
Give
Yes,
me. Is it blue or black that's navigational? That is like not like a tactical yellow alert, but
Blue is navigational alert.
give me a blue alert. Helm.
Like as you say that, the turbo lift doors open, and Atrim says, "Blue, no, beat me to the punch, sir."
The lights start flashing blue everywhere. People start moving to their stations. Very quickly, there you can see flashes in the command chair, like the little lights showing that there's a little light that indicates you're in the middle of a drill, and then that immediately blinks out because you're in a real alert. So it's like, nope, whatever you're doing, stop what you're doing. There's a real emergency happening.
All right. Let's find out what we just hit, or nearly hit.
You read my mind, sir. Science.
Reason science, difficulty 5, assisted by sensor science, and I will say succeed at cost is possible here.
I can take the, or you can, if you want to do that, you can. Go for it.
Because
Well,
here's
before I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you accept a security scan or a con scan on the basis of understanding is this a tactical threat or a navigational threat, or does this have to be science?
You could be scanning for different things. I'd accept that. It would turn
Okay.
it would turn the ship's assist into whatever that is. Science is my
Well-
default, but if you are looking for a very specific kind of thing, then it narrows to that department.
so
Okay.
can I pitch something?
Go ahead.
You could.
Because as ship's navigator, when I attempt assuming this is an astrophysics related thing, I can use my con instead of science.
So you could do the science roll just with con instead of looking for a con specific thing. You're looking for a more general thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm effectively getting the science roll, but with my con score instead. And then time for me to throw all of my stuff at it and see what you let me use.
So before you get going, I will alert you to the fact that you effectively have 3 rolls. If you get at least one of them, you're going to get information that will be useful to you. If you get all 3, you're forcing me to give you more information because you're doing very detailed scans of a general science scan, a general security scan, a general con navigational scan. Those are looking for different things. So yeah. So which one are you attempting and what are you trying to do? Which are you attempting first, I should say?
If you guys would be willing to let me take a crack at my can, because I have a lot of stuff in my build for bringing this difficulty down and giving me the best shot at this.
I mean, you're the navigator, and this is a navigation problem, so go ahead.
Okay. First off, assuming that you're allowing all the navigation stuff. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. This is my intuitive navigator is only for plotting a starship course, so that doesn't matter. Cautious con. Further that's when I succeeded a navigation check. Would you say that this is something that requires precise calculations?
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay, first D20 purchase is free. I will give...
I'll need to clarify, science scan or con scan?
Con scan.
Roger.
Because... Yeah. Well, even if it was science, I can use my con in place of science.
But there's 2 different rolls, that's why I have to specify. Because you could use your con for a science roll, or you could use your con for your con roll.
Oh, well then I'm doing... if you don't mind, I'd like to do the science roll.
Okay, you totally can, yeah.
But substituting my con for it.
Very good.
So... Okay, so first die purchase is free. GM take 2 threat, and I'm gonna spend 3 momentum for a full pool. Either hazardous environments, unified field theory, heliophysics.
Hazardous environments. Well, unified field theory could help here.
Stellar cartography, warp theory.
I hate to do this to you. You choose, because they apply by... I give very different answers.
Okay. I'll take unified field theory for now.
Okay. Because I'm like, those are all correct, just for different reasons.
Oh, all of them are correct?
They're just for different reasons. That's why I have to give you different answers.
Ooh, because you know what? Actually, because this might be interesting then. If you say that it applies, I'd like to play my heliophysics focus.
You could, yep.
Cool. I get to use this first time.
I remember making fun of him off camera about this in our session 0. Like, yeah, I don't know if this will ever happen. I don't know. When will it come up? When we do star stuff? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
First episode.
Yeah, what are we? Author?
More fool you, apparently.
Okay. I roll 5 dice. It is Reason Con. Get a reroll. Okie day.
Sweet.
And then if someone would roll Ship Sensors Science.
Got it.
Boop.
Man, my my dice are doing good.
Yep.
Okay, I'll take that.
No hit, but no comp.
Yep. So, couple things come into play. Succeeded at a navigation-based task. Visit every star again as bonus momentum. And I will roll my untapped potential.
I believe that's another one.
I generate 2 bonus momentum. On top of how many? Yeah, I rolled 8 successes on a diff 5, so we're back up to 4. It looks like you took that into account. Good. Oh, I had accidentally muted myself.
Well, why did you do that?
It's because of the headphones I'm wearing. They have a button on them that I sometimes accidentally hit, and it turns off my mic, and I don't notice. Anyway, yeah. So that is success, GM.
Yep, I'm sending you information now.
Ah, okay. Here we go. Thank you. Oh, interesting. Captain, I am detecting, based on navigational sensors, numerous gravitational effects consolidating off of several nearby stars. They seem to be combining into a effective subspace fault line. I wouldn't have we wouldn't have discovered it if it weren't for the intense gravitational shearing effect. Although it is at a low enough intensity that it wouldn't affect the ship while at warp.
So we wouldn't have hit it. We would have passed over it.
I will ask that as a question, GM, for one of my bonus momentum. And depending on the answer for this, I think I have my second question in mind. Oh. Okay. And I don't know if this would be another question, but just making sure I'm confirming that. So these... Oh, I see. Okay. Negative, Captain. We did in fact almost hit something. Something quite tangible. That something appears to have been following this subspace fault line. Can I perhaps ask, knowing that something was following this fault line, why something would be... Is there some sort of a navigational benefit in traveling along this fault line?
Insufficient data. I'd push the momentum back to you.
Okay. Then it says that it is a low enough intensity that it wouldn't affect us at warp. Second question, is it intense enough that it would affect us outside of warp? Negative. Okay. Cool. Best I can tell, Captain, this isn't, this particular subspace anomaly is not a direct navigational hazard. However, considering that it seems to be used as some sort of navigational waypoint by something, perhaps some sort of a travel lane, it may still be worth noting, if certainly within our own stellar charts, if not a navigational hazard, as a possible space lane, as well as its own nature as an astrometric anomaly.
Very well. Captain will swivel to tactical and say, does tactical agree with this assessment?
Yeah, can I make a tactical roll to understand then the stellar anomaly?
Reason security difficulty 5, assisted by sensor security.
For a second, I thought you were saying you were asking for 1 sec, and I was like, okay. Reason security. Okay, reason's not a great stat for me, but we can make this happen. Difficulty 5. Okay. Investigative techniques. I've spent a lot of time attempting to understand problems.
Yeah, you're not in the middle of... You're in a blue alert, but you have time to sit there and ponder. And plus, Deca was doing some scanning, so you probably were doing some scanning ahead of time as well.
And alternatively, team dynamics to collaborate with Deca.
Team dynamics lands better, yeah.
Okay, sounds great. Yeah, none of those are going to super help. Weapons and security, that's not useful. Okay. Does my trait of Betazoid and my species ability of telepathic change or help or detriment the roll in any capacity?
I'll pull the diff down by 1.
All right. Diff 4. Do we have directives for this episode?
It was basically get to the planet, the target system, scan it. You're basically... Well, actually, your mission directives are always active. That's another way to look at it.
Yeah, okay. And I was going to say, if I have to reroll, would you accept a reroll on the basis that this is, in order to understand this is required in order to get to the planet?
Under the auspice of exploration and mapping, that is part of your mission profile.
Yeah, all right. We can't just ignore this and just be like, I don't know what it is.
That's part of why you were being sent instead of some poor colony ship. It's like, how about we go ahead of you and check?
All right, sounds good. So I'm going to spend 1 momentum, 3 momentum, and 3 threat, and we're going to roll full mit. Okay, I'm going to ask to spend my determination on spend that determination on the mission. I don't think any of my values super apply here. So can I spend it on the directive to re-roll those 4 zeros?
You certainly could, yeah.
Great. Are you kidding me?
No.
Can I succeed at cost?
A ship assist, not the. It would save you. Yeah. Well, no, if you get a 2 on the ship, you're fine.
Yeah, 2 on the ship. With
Okay.
sensors security?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lithia. Oh my god!
2 on the ship.
So the way I would say this is that, like, Killick, when you ponder the question, it's very clear that the commander has been working on this exact question for a moment, and then she sort of gives you in a moment, sir, and with much difficulty and with much help, specifically from the ship's new and more robust computer system, she's going to deliver an answer.
I just noticed our sophisticated astrometrics facilities. Neat.
What's it called?
Cool.
Okay, you like can look and see the commander look increasingly worried and frustrated, and she's going to over the course of as lots of things are happening, she's going to say, "It appears there might have been a Scale 2 vessel within very close range, sir. I'm trying to ascertain if it's an actual vessel or if it's a sensor glitch." And then after recalibrating the sensors and running it again, she's going to say, "Sir, it's a very faint signal, but there does appear to be a Scale 2 craft shift within 100 meters." Wait, GM, is that 100 meters of our ship or 100 meters? When you say contact range, do you mean our ship or within our ship's sensors?
Within actual touching the hull.
Okay, then yes, then she's going to say, "To the best of my understanding of these sensor readouts, there appears to be another vessel within 100 meters of our own."
Very good. Also, I'm assuming since we don't have, that dedicated comms is gone by the wayside, so that it's just like a button on the chair now.
Yeah.
Okay. Captain will hit, put in a command to hail based on the coordinates provided by the commander and say, unidentified vessel, this is the USS Bonaventure. Are you capable of receiving this message? And then, click a button to oscillate through common languages and mathematical representations.
Sir, I'm not confident the ship is still there. We detected it for a brief moment, but I cannot seem to find it again. Either it is phased out of our understanding of reality, or it is remarkably well hidden.
It be cloaked?
Inside Engineering, Difficulty 2, Complication 2, System at Comms Engineering. You are receiving a signal, but it is not coming across the subspace radio transceiver.
Sure.
Can I assist? I have pretty decent engineering.
You could, but will you?
Great. Yes?
But will you, though?
I mean,
Given
unless the
you-
captain tells me to fuck off, yeah.
I give you momentum.
Okay.
I'm also gonna star-cross it.
Star-cross you.
Focus in either Starfleet Protocol or Starship Recognition.
Starship Recognition.
Yeah, there's just a 1.
All right.
Plus the ship.
In me, if I'm assisting, can I argue for team dynamics for a focus?
You could, yeah. Because this is
All right.
falling into the da 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 da. Well, really da 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 da.
Yeah. And on the basis of I'm attempting to help him understand this using my security knowledge, understanding signals, coding, stealth, whatever, could I argue for security?
You could, yeah.
All right. And it's of no use, literally no use at all. Okay.
Just need the ship.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, you have this feeling, Captain, that you're in an odd space, and it's entirely possible that whatever you're talking to is may not be able to reply to you on subspace radio. So you're able to kind of flick through, as you're flicking through languages, you also flick through signals that you could receive. And you receive on the very basic it's an emergency signal type that isn't really used since even before the NX ships were ever flown. Light radio.
Wait. How were they able to receive our signal then?
That is a good question. They should, if they don't have a subspace transceiver, then they shouldn't hear you. But they're talking to you you got to reply over the light radio. Which even then, it's not even like a proper transceiver. It's your sensors detected that light is striking the hull. And that's how you detected, oh, that's a signal. Something's pinging us with a very low-powered laser to say something to us.
The captain, before accepting, turns to the commander and says, "Commander, note this for review. Ship using primitive communications, could be in distress, could be pre-prime directive, or pre-warp. But on my judgment, we're going to make an exception because of how far away they are from the planet and they're spaceborne."
The commander just nods her head and quickly scribbles something down on a pad, and she says, I was able to. We initially first, Lieutenant Decca and I initially detected it because we were detected something because we were communicating psychically to get his attention. I would ask we consider that we could perhaps reach out to better understand them or communicate in that manner.
The captain says, "Commander, I value you both a lot as crew members, but that doesn't make me any more comfortable with you being able to read my mind, and I know you. I don't think that's a good idea.
Nods her head.
The captain will put the light, the light signal through the computer, I guess. Because the computer is mostly what figured it out.
Yeah, no, this is really kind of like making, I
Yeah.
would imagine this is making the crew feel a little obsolescent because the only reason why we're succeeding here is because of the new computer and not because of any of our skills.
There's some whirring, some clanking. We're not quite digital. We're still a little analog.
Yeah.
On your comm panel, the computer translates it. Its best guess, when it ran through the universal translator, is that this is a navigational ping. It's the sort of thing you do to let people know, don't run. I'm going this way. Don't run into me.
But it shows a trajectory, not a static spot. Like it says, "Don't run into me. I'm going this. This is my current heading and speed," rather than "Don't hit me. I'm here."
Yeah, because what you would do, in the old way, you wouldn't just ping. You'd ping the ship to send a quick burst. But if you're just trying to do a tracking shot of going, I'm doing ping, and so it's giving away where they are, so you can do your own math and go, oh, they're going this way at this speed relative to me, so on and so on. So it's not directly. It is giving you a trajectory by virtue of the fact that it's constantly tickling the hull to let you know where it is.
I'll arrange a signal to go back that says, "We wish to communicate with you further. If you are willing, please come to a full stop, and we will communicate in whichever way you indicate."
Uh-oh.
This torpedo had a nice system. It was like, hey, if you don't talk to me, I will not blow up. But the second you talk to me, I'm blowing up.
The method in which their preferred communication language is torpedo explosions, okay? It's just part of their culture.
Right.
Mine is
How
ramming, so I
insensitive of
understand
us. Ramming is like being a torpedo.
A manned torpedo.
You're being you start composing the message, and it's hard to be too in depth with a laser transmission, but if it has a laser transmitter, it means it has a receiver. So there's a way to say what you're saying, and you get ready to go, you're about to press the button, and then you lose contact. Whatever the light was painting you with lost contact with you. Whether it blew up or it just stopped transmitting. You could try to shoot and hope you hit them, but you're hitting something that's light years away from you by now.
That seems difficult to do with light-based communication, then.
Yeah.
Literally impossible.
Yeah.
Or rather, not light
If
years,
it's
but
moving away from you faster than light speed, your light speed communications can't get to it.
And that's when it strikes you. If this thing was moving away from you at faster than light speed, then how was it talking to you over a light radio? Light radios are a thing you do in systems to ships in the same solar system. You can't do it at warp, because warp is by nature faster than light. And that's when it just kind of dawns on you that that you were about to do this as if it were perfectly normal, and it's only now that it strikes you that what you were about to do was odd.
Okay. All right. Commander, pull a couple of departments head together and give this rift and all of the sensor readouts from our guest a good call him over. We'll hold station to give you time. And the commander will, or the captain will hit a button and say, Captain's log, and then give the start date. We encountered a strange craft at such and such location. In the vicinity of an odd rift, enclosing specifications. Say, decided to halt and do extensive survey, and then he'll pull his hand off the button and say, say, computer, transmit latest logs to fleet headquarters.
Yeah, and Commander Atrum is just going to say, Lithia, Fushi, Deka with me as she walks towards, as she crosses the thing and walks towards the meeting room.
Yes, Commander. Although one of those people will have to carry me.
I do
she will walk over.
Out of character, the science lab rather than the conference room.
Okay. And yes, I have fitness 10. I am going to put you under my arm like a basketball, and I will carry you here.
The captain won't tell him to stay up here definitely though, because
yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna keep an eye on the. Actually, with Deka gone, the captain is gonna take the seat at nav for a while and make sure. We're actually keeping station and not endangering the ships. And I'll probably cancel the blue alert, but have shields up. Not at any increased tactical readiness, just shields up for the ship's safety.
I'll ask you for presence command difficulty 1, as you're gonna have to communicate briefly to other departments that there is no alert status. The shields are up. No, it's for a reason. Don't worry about it, sort of thing. It's more to let departments know that nothing's wrong, but you're being careful.
Protocol.
Yep.
Start the drill.
Easily done. And you're the ship captain. If you want the shields on, the shields are on, damn it. If someone else did this, I'd probably ding them and go, you're not supposed to do this unless the captain's cool with it or you're at an alert status. But you're the captain. You want the ship to be blue? Yeah. Fine, it's blue. It's your ship.
Yeah. Okay. It's the I want to speak to your manager, I am the manager type thing.
Have we transitioned scenes into...
You're in final scene
currently.
Well-drilled
and trusted?
Yes, all those are active now, for sure.
Okay. I wanna boost Trusted XO by 1.
Certainly. As it is clear that the XO was instrumental in warning the crew and was helping in determining of the Phantom ship. In the science lab.
You're gonna do the thing that maybe we only managed to do once or twice over a year of campaign play in second edition.
Yeah.
Which is
a scientific method.
Sort of.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, it is entirely still part of the game. We just never did it.
Well, we're in final scene because I know we have to wrap up here pretty soon, but you do get this one scene to take a crack at what you think's going on here. What do you think you almost ran into? What is it you're suffering under? And I'll do a sort of abrupt version of it. You can each choose a focus you think answers the question. Wait, this is scientific method. Fuck it. Each of you choose a focus that you believe is, because you've already done the observation side of things. You observed the phenomena. You almost ran into it. You were about to take a breach to engines if you actually hit it. So good on you. But yeah. And you saw what the captain tried to do. You saw the LiDAR transmissions. Question is, what focus do you think most applies here? If all of you guess, you all get one guess. Captain, you may use your own, or you may activate the science lieutenant to use theirs. And so each of you can throw out a guess. If at least one of you is right, then I'll say carry on. If none of you are right, I gain a threat.
If I had to throw down a guess, based on my own focuses, I'd have to guess. Here's the thing. I feel like I have to say psionics. I feel like we almost hit something psionic, because the commander and I wouldn't have gotten such a weird vibe if this was just a normal subspace anomaly.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the most likely one. I
would have gotten a vibe because
we don't
I'm an
have to have it,
electromagnetic
right?
being, but
You don't have to have it.
No, we don't.
All right, the lieutenant is gonna suggest galactic barrier theory or galactic barrier research.
Okay.
That came to me as you said. It's psionic. I was like, this is a rift. It's psionic. It's a feature of space and psionic that's giving galactic barrier vibes.
Yeah.
All right. Doesn't have to be a focus we have.
Correct.
Because something tells me this does not involve hand phasers, at least not yet.
Next time.
Well, and also, you're kind of sent here to be the ringleader. Well, I guess it wouldn't help in the science. You can't. This is not what you'd like to use.
I mean, I could do a rally, but I don't think it's worth it. With my science of one, I'm going to suggest the theory. I'm going to suggest that this is related to.
You may not be allowed to participate unless the GM's allowing.
No, you can.
With the science of one.
All right. I'm in the room. I am the audience surrogate of, and what do you mean by that? Simple explanation. I'm going to suggest, you know what? I have a security 4. I'm going to suggest cloaking technology. Because that's where my brain goes to first with ships that flicker on and out of sensors very briefly. That my training points me in the direction of this is a ship that's trying to hide its location.
So, I think subspace theory could be one to consider.
Yeah, that's
However,
what I was gonna go. That was what my second guess was gonna be.
Yeah, I'll throw that in then, because I think that's more likely than either of my two focuses, which would be funny if they applied.
Because subspace theory was also a focus I could have used on that initial sensors check.
Yeah.
That looks like the right list.
Yep. That's our list.
Not to just say let's do my thing, but I'm gonna say let's do my thing.
Yeah, let's do your thing. It's the most funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of us have that.
Is what they hit to make Gary Mitchell go crazy, right?
No, not
Yes.
not Gary Mitchell. Gary Mitchell was already crazy. He was the one that came on the ship and was like a kid and just forced everybody.
No,
to
that's
life.
Charlie X.
Oh, okay.
It is Gary
You're
Mitchell, who was
thinking-
like
you are
Kirk's
thinking
friend,
Gary Mitchell.
who then goes crazy.
And
Because
They have too many.
Because when I watched that episode, Gary Mitchell is kind of like the secondary to the.
Yeah.
To what's her name?
So, interestingly enough, if it is a galactic barrier problem, Deca might actually be vaguely aware of what this could be in that sense, because that galactic barrier stuff is what happened when the Medusan ambassador was on board the Enterprise. The Enterprise got thrown free and clear of the galactic barrier, and the Medusan ambassador had to help them get back.
Funny. Let's start with that then. You can lead the role here.
Sure.
And try for the
'cause
trait
this
of
might
Medusan.
represent- If it's galactic barrier, this might qualify as like a navigational hazard. I don't know if that
Yeah.
rules any.
Yeah. What's the role?
There are usually reason science roles for scientific method.
I'll do reason science. But since it's an astrophysics thing we're talking about, I'll apply my navigator ability. Need focus GBR.
Galactic barrier.
Oh,
Research.
you need the focus in order to do it?
No, that's the focus you have to use. You can't use a different focus for it. That's the focus you're doing. So you'd roll without focus if
So
you don't
you
have
roll
it.
without a focus.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, I follow. Welp, I am assuming this requires precise calculations. First die is free. We don't have any momentum. Is it every star? Navigation related. Okay. I will roll 3 dice. I didn't mean to roll science, I meant to roll con, but I got 3 hits anyway.
4.
4 hits.
We have to spend for the.
We would have to spend momentum for additional assists. Yeah.
Yep.
But the ship, does the ship assist with like computers, science?
I'll let that happen, sure.
Cool. Computers, science.
I would suggest sensor science because you're working from the sensor readouts. Like it's not there anymore to look at. You have to work back from memory.
That's why I'm using computers, because you're not actively sensing,
Okay.
you're
Yeah, you're right.
computing. Yeah.
Analyzing information.
Yeah. Wow.
That's an extra
That
hit.
is 5 hits.
You have 5.
5 hits.
You may continue. 2 thread are generated with time.
Oh boy.
Okay. Highest these things go is generally 10, and that's pretty rare.
I'll give it one more go, and
In 2, is that true in 2E?
That's true. It might not be true in 2E. I haven't read up scientific method.
2E doesn't really exist in 2E. Rather, scientific method isn't specified in second edition. So it's
just
okay.
using the first edition setup.
It
Got
is, isn't it? It's in the It's in one of the. Is it the Explorations Guide?
Oh, I don't have that book if it's in there.
Might be. Might
Okay.
be. I'll have to look at it
Yeah, 'cause
later.
that thing that came out. You told me.
I'm gonna roll another round of it because I do have to get going.
Yep.
And I rolled science instead of con again. Yeah.
Suppose any of those would be crits?
No,
The
because I
5
don't have
and
a focus.
con?
And
Yeah,
with
right.
that, you're able to discern
yeah.
that.
We got it.
Whoop, I almost pulled you the wrong thing. That this whole thing here, I'll make it a little larger. Maybe not that large. Looks like.
Was it like a mini galactic barrier?
Oh, I meant to go further back. You suck, you stupid thing. Thankfully, I can fix it. I can fix it. I have to fix it again. There, that looks better. There seems to be something that's very similar to the galactic barrier, but it's not as impermeable. The galactic barrier is a hard barrier that when you hit it, it's a wall that you theoretically can pass through. It's just once you do, you don't come back from it because of the intense effects it has, and it's one of those verboten. People just don't cross it. Probes at most, but living people don't. And it would seem that this whole area has a similar energy signature to the galactic barrier. But it's not as high. Whoopsie. It's not as high pressure. Like you were able, because you even get in the station here. Because this is rimward, right? This is toward the Federation, so they went here.
Yeah.
And so they likely have been feeling it already, and you felt it as you were going this way.
We may need to contact the station.
This whole thing this shear point. The reason I said there was insufficient data is because you lacked this data point, that what this actually was. If you rode the edge of this silent ridge of space, you wouldn't need to construct a warp bubble, because this already is a disruption in space and subspace. So that thing wasn't trying to hit you, you just happened to be in the way and stopped in time before you got in its way.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat.
Space trains!
Cool. Cool. That's awesome.
This is an answer that merely raises more questions. Who were they? Where are they going? Where did they come from? How did this come to be?
All good questions to bring up, but
and questions
ones
that I look and questions that we look forward to answering.
I find this science business extremely frustrating.
It can be, can't it? Sometimes I just prefer to wait and let them tell me what's going on.
Well, I leave all of you to figure out what that is. I gotta get going.
Right.
Well, that actually is the end of the episode. As you have discovered,
beautiful.
The silent mountains that wait in the Dawnland Fringe.
Gnarly.
For everyone watching out there, thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing, thank you very much for playing. And we'll see you again next time. Bye. Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee. I wasn't sure how much you were gonna get for that information. And if you got to a certain threat amount a second time, I was gonna have something else happen to cut your time short anyway. But
Yeah.
but no, you all kind of hit it on the nose. I was like, oh, will you have enough time to figure this out?
Fantastic. Just the shot in the dark from Winchester, that was amazing.
Okay. I have Spanish homework I forgot I had to do that I'm gonna go do before it's late. I'll catch you later.
Yes.
Yeah. I've also got to jump off because I'm exhausted.
Okay. Well, sleep well.
Talk to y'all later.
I want my rep.
Thank
I'm
you.
not going anywhere.
Well, I'll roll.
I'll roll cuts off. Yeah, I'm gonna add up the once I let the clock run a little bit for the afterward. I'll assemble the rep. But yeah, no, good job though. Good darn guess. I was like, when you said it, I was like, oh, that hit. That's not exactly what the focus I was thinking of. I was like, that's the closest answer to what I was thinking. And I was like, okay, well, if they beat like 6, I'll give it to them. It's like 5. I'm keep going.
Having TOS run in the background while going to sleep for basically the entire time I was in high school paid off.